NFL, baby.
NFL. All right, so how are we going to do this, Ted? How are we going to grade these guys?
I'm not sure, but I was want before we started. I mean, I haven't not watched many drafts in my life. I don't know why. They're always like at work. I'm always working, But
yeah,
I really feel like a lot of teams came out in better shape after this draft than in past years. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's just that many more good players this year, or teams were just in that bad of shape. You can read through some of this, man, and you can like see some light. You know what I'm saying? Like man, some of these teams they could actually really turn it around. If they
right. Hey, I want to put a plug in real quick. The XFL is going to start next year, and they did really good. COVID kind of destroyed them. There is this new league. It's really not new, but it's catching a lot of play right now. It's called the Spring League, and it's on Fox Sports.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, if you watched, Ryan Mallett connected on a long bomb touchdown to his running back Holland, and these players are not paid.
No,
in fact, they are not paid.
Wow.
In fact, some players paid money to get to play in the league.
Wow.
It is, I believe it's 10 games, and there's a championship game. They do not get paid medical. So if somebody gets hurt, it is their fault for getting hurt.
I can see.
The goal is you might get picked up and play in the pro. So NFL teams are telling their players, you can either go through off-season workouts or go play in the spring league. So some of the guys are NFL players.
Okay. All right.
Some of them, like Ryan Mallett, do not have a team. And that blows my mind, Ted, to watch this guy just outduel other quarterbacks and be by far the best quarterback in the league and not have a team. It's unbelievable. You're telling me Dak Prescott needs Jeff Driscoll, and I'm telling you, pay Ryan Mallett the league minimum, you got a quarterback. I mean, man, it was 3rd and 2. He ran up the middle, knocked the linebacker on his butt and got 6 more yards, got up and walked around and talking, smacked old boy on the ground, letting him know you just got ran over, and then climbs the pocket, pushes old boy to the side, throws a 60-yard strike, and looks back at the defensive lineman while the ball's in the air, letting him know, hey, man, your mom's ugly, and I just put a touchdown. Like, I'm just watching him just like, man, this is what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
I miss Ryan Mallett's attitude in that Razorback uniform. But anyways, check it out. It's cool, man. The Generals are my team because of Ryan. But you will know, if you're a college football guy, you will know everybody on the field because they all played in the last 6 to 10 years. They're all out there balling out, and they want you to watch, so maybe they'll get paid.
I'll check it out, man. Give me something to do. Waiting on the NFL.
Yeah. Football's football, man. All right, man.
Let's do this wrap up here. Let me get this screen share going on here.
Let's do it. So, NFL Network has chosen the Chicago Bears to say they had the very best draft of anyone. I disagree, but kind of surprising, man. They only had a 1st and 2nd round pick, no 3rd or 4th, 5th, a bunch of 6th round picks, and a 7th round pick. This is how I look at it, man. If your name's not Tom Brady and you get drafted in the 6th or the 7th round, you're probably not making the team. I understand there's some exceptions, but you're probably not making the team. So the way I value it is I put like 5 points on the 1st round, 4 points on the 2nd round, 3 on the 3rd round. Everybody else gets a point. Multiply your positions out. That's usually how I grade.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not how they did it. But here, you get your favorite quarterback, Justin Fields, Ohio State University. Trevor Jenkins, he slipped. I thought he was going to go around 16. He went all the way to 39. They got a starting left tackle. And then Larry Bloom, right guard, left guard out of Missouri. Looks to me like they're trying to rebuild that offense, man. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, man, that's all OT right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. All
yeah.
Nothing on the defense of the ball. They must have it. So, Chargers.
I'm not there yet. Okay, Chargers. Bro, what a bunch of picks. And Rashad Slater, maybe the best overall left tackle in the draft. Asante Samuel. Ted, you and I are old enough to watch his daddy play.
Oh, yeah.
Says more about us than him. Josh Palmer, wide receiver, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, man? They went Trey McKitty, tight end Georgia. I guess that's to fill the biggest hole on this team in my mind.
I don't know how. First off, I don't know how they got picked number 2 by NFL. I feel pretty good for them though. With Josh Palmer and McKitty. I don't remember watching Rashawn Slater though, so I'm not sure about him, but
he's undersized. He's like 5'8".
That's what I kept trying to tell my coaches. I was just undersized.
He's undersized. Yeah.
It's Jets.
The Jets, that's my pick, man. I think they have the overall number 1 draft class. I'm a big Zach Wilson guy, man. He's got a big arm. He's good outside the pocket. Elijah Vera Tucker is probably my favorite offensive lineman besides Penei Sewell. I really feel like you're going to see Vera Tucker still playing in 10 or 12 years, barring injury. I really like him. Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss. He has all the tools to be a great outside receiver. I don't really know Michael Carter. I don't really know anything about him. But I feel like, man, the Jets are trying to make a push to the playoffs, man. They know New England's down. It's just a push, man. They got rid of Sam Darnold.
Hey, man, they got that pick from Arkansas there, Jonathan Marshall.
Probably a starter. Go ahead and slide him in there.
Oh, the old Cleveland Browns.
They have a lot of talent, Ted. They have a lot of talent. And then to add this quality of a draft class.
What's crazy about the draft is I pretty much just watch SEC and then Ohio State and Clemson. That's about it. You know, when you got the draft and you get all these players from all around the country that I've never seen it play or heard of before.
So to me, the biggest steal in the draft when it comes to outside the first round, I thought that Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was the second best linebacker in the draft. Number 1 linebacker when it comes to coverage skills. I thought that the Cowboys would have taken him. If Surtain wasn't there, they chose Parsons instead. So I truly thought that Koramoah was going to go in the top 15. To get him at number 52 is amazing. That guy's going to be playing in 10 years. He's going to start for them for the foreseeable future. And Greg Newsome is a great outside corner. Forget the rest of their picks. This team they made money in the draft.
Yeah. And the Lions, man, this is going to be the team to watch, I think. All them Razorbacks playing up there now.
So tell me about the Lions, man. They traded quarterbacks. They went and they swapped quarterbacks to get all man. I just lost his name. Goodness me.
Goff.
Jared Goff. They swapped with the Rams to get Jared Goff. Penei Sewell at number 7. I thought he was going to go number 4 to the Bengals. He's the best offensive lineman in the draft. Starts day 1. Levi Awusi-Alaiki out of Washington. Samoan. Big man. Big player. He should start day 1. And my favorite pick, I can't say his name. Melifouni Au, Syracuse cornerback. I thought he was going to go to the Cowboys. They got stupid and drafted a player that I didn't have on my board at all. So, yeah. Ifutu I think he's a starter right off the gate. So I think they had this overall steal, man, with him. I like it. I like their draft. Definitely an A or B draft.
And the Dolphins, baby.
So, Ted, who's going to win the AFC East? Dolphins, Jets, Patriots, Buffalo?
Man, I think it's going to be the Dolphins. The Patriots, they're going to try hard because, we've got Tua down there. He's an excellent quarterback.
And
then you had Jalen Waddle.
Maybe the best receiver in the game coming out of college.
Hunter Long. I mean, we got some good guys here, man. And
yeah.
I think that if they keep it Jared Dokes, he's going to make a good deep.
Jared Dokes is a home run hitting running back.
He's going to be a good backup if he can stay in. He's going to make their depth chart pretty deep.
Bro, he is a change of pace running back with all the gears. He is fast as fast. Yeah, I agree with you. And the Dolphins, like you said, they already have talent.
Mm-hmm.
And then to add the pieces here, I love Javon Holland. I think if he'd been drafted by, I don't know if he's a starter out the gate. I know he would have been for the Cowboys, as obviously a Cowboy fan here. The Dolphins need help. I think he's a starter out the gate, but he could be. I expect that before the end of the year. Jalen Phillips is probably the first or second best edge in this draft. Maybe Katy Perry was number one, but great draft here. I think they just moved up. Yeah. And the 49ers taking Trey Lance, number 3. Man, he is quick, Ted. Reminds me of Mike Vick a little bit with his arm strength and his running ability.
A lot of people are going to be watching the 49ers this year because of Trey Lance. So he's going to draw a lot of TV sets his direction. Everybody wants to see what he's going to do if he starts this year.
Look at that third round draft pick, man. Trey Sermon at Ohio State. There's a reason they got to the championship game. He is semifinals. He is awesome. Him and Travis Etienne and oh my goodness, I just forgot Alabama's running back. Anyways, he's by far second or third overall. Najee Harris, Trey Sermon, or Travis Etienne. Those 3 running backs. It's just pick your type of running back. So to get a starting running back, a starting guard in Aaron Banks, and your starting quarterback at Trey Lance at 1, 2, 3, Aubrey Thompson, he may or may not start, but Jalen Moore was projected as a top 100 player, the tackle out of Western Kentucky. They retooled, man. This team just so much better after the draft.
Yeah. Eagles.
The Eagles. What a weird trade between the Eagles and the Cowboys to screw the Giants. So I don't know if you were watching or not, but the Cowboys had the 10th pick. They wanted Parsons, the linebacker out of Ohio State. I'm sorry, out of Penn State. The Eagles wanted Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama. The Giants want Devontae Smith. They don't see any reason to trade in front of the Cowboys because the Cowboys aren't drafting a receiver. So they think they can sit back and get him. The Eagles trade the Cowboys a third-round pick to swap places. All 3 NFC East teams are 10, 11, 12. The Eagles draft Devontae Smith. The Giants trade back with the Bears because no one they want is on the clock. And then the Cowboys get Parsons at 12. But the Eagles still get Landon Dickerson, center out of Alabama. If you draft 2 Alabama Crimson Tide guys in the first 2 rounds, probably going to do okay in your draft.
Yeah, probably so.
I don't know Milton Williams, defensive tackle, Louisiana Tech, and I don't really know Zach McPherson. So honestly, if they're going to me, this is a B draft just because you got your receiver and you got your center. The rest of the players I don't have grades on.
I don't understand. I don't think the NFL, their rating system, I think it was broken for this. Because
the Giants. The Giants still get Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida, who's a straight burner. Aziz Ajoria. I said it right earlier.
You said it earlier.
Aziz Ojulia. Forget it. Aziz Ajuli, I can't say it. I'm messing it up now.
Aziz from Georgia.
Outside linebacker, Georgia. What I don't like about him is he's more of a blitzer than a coverage guy, but still good. Cowboys are going to still see him twice. Aaron Robinson, cornerback, UCF. I really like Aaron. I'm really annoyed he's going there. Ajulari. That's it. Ajulari. So Ajulari is probably going to start day 1. Really good draft. Good job trading back. They got an extra first to trade back. But the Giants are still not going to win the NFC East.
No. And the Jaguars, man.
Ted, Taylor, take it away, man. Tell me about your Jaguars.
There's my guy right there, man. Trevor Lawrence, At the Jaguars, number 1 pick. Who didn't watch Trevor Lawrence play football last year? Or the year before?
The hair. The hair. Travis Etienne, a burner from Clemson. So they get the quarterback, running back combo. Accident, I'm sure. Just a mistake.
Absolutely.
They didn't mean to do it.
In the first round, no less.
Right. They traded back in to get him. You get Tyson Campbell, cornerback out of Georgia. A lot of Georgia guys on that defense. Widely considered the best defense in the game, college football. And Walker Little. What a steal to get Walker Little. And then Andre Cisco, my favorite center safety out of Clemson. Out of Syracuse. Both orange, not my fault. Jacksonville just tore it up, man. To me, this is one of the top 2 draft classes, and they got a B+. I'm surprised it wasn't an A. I love it. I'm excited to see what comes.
How strange or how scared would you be to be the tight end Luke Farrell from Ohio State, knowing it's quarterback and running back both in Clemson? When you spent your entire college career being like homies,
yeah.
I mean, he's got to be sending him like a case of beer to his house every night. Like, please forget that I ever played for Ohio State.
The good news is they all know each other.
That's true.
They've all seen each other. Yeah. I'm excited for Jacksonville.
There we go. Broncos time, baby.
Oh, the draft pick that almost made me cry. Patrick Surtain Jr., cornerback, Alabama. His dad played. I watched his dad play for a lot of years. I really like Patrick Surtain. He's extremely crafty. He does hold, but he gets away with it. Great fluid speed. He's not as fast as you want, but he makes up for it with his skills. He is an NFL-ready starter, and he's going to play for the Broncos. They did not draft a quarterback here because they believe they can trade for Aaron Rodgers. This information showed up during the first round of the draft. The Cowboys knew they were going quarterback. So did everyone else. I don't think anyone, to include, as you pointed out earlier, Patrick Surtain looked as shocked as everyone when they announced his name. He knew he was going to the Cowboys. Everyone knew. And they steal maybe the best, most polished cornerback, NFL-ready defensive back in the draft. Javante Williams, running back out of North Carolina. This team got better, Ted. They are a better overall team. But if they do not get Aaron Rodgers, this was a failed draft.
I mean, the guy could still be the guy. It's not like he's a bad quarterback.
Yeah. Quarterback out of Missouri. Still a good guy. We'll see. By the way, how bad is he right now? You drafted me as the dude. And you've already been trying to replace me the entire offseason.
And then spend the winter with Peyton practicing football.
Yeah.
And then the draft happens and everybody's telling you that you're not the guy anymore. That here comes Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, watch for Seth Williams. Seth Williams, wide receiver out of Auburn. I think we're going to hear his name for a long time. I know my rule on 6th and 7th round players, but the receiver class was just so deep this year. All right.
Vikings, baby.
Vikings. Christian Darrisaw, offensive lineman, Virginia Tech. Great tackle. Kevin Mond, Texas A&M. The question really has to be, Ted, is Kevin Mond your starter day one? 3rd round. A lot of people have him as a backup, but in Minnesota, that the quarterback play has really been lacking for so many years. Do you just go with a running quarterback who can make plays?
He could start.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 third round picks. Kind of a mixed bag there. Ches Surratt, linebacker, North Carolina. Really, he's a blitzing linebacker as well. Not as good at cover skills as you really want today's game. Patrick Jones, Wyatt Davis, and they did a good job on the draft. A lot of picks.
Yeah, it's a good pick, I think.
We're about to start getting to not as good drafts. Can't wait.
We got J.C. Horn right there on the top of this.
J.C. Horn, the most upside in this draft. So J.C. Horn, if he stopped playing halfway through the year, but against Auburn, the receiver I just mentioned, he held him to no catches and 2 interceptions. If you just watch the Auburn tape, and if you are a big fan here, if you're a Carolina guy, go back and watch the Auburn tape, and you will say you got Deion Sanders on your team. And he might be. He is so fast. But he doesn't hold, Ted. He holds. So when he does it, yeah, he's going to get flagged a lot. Terrence Marshall Jr., wide receiver, LSU, really like him. I don't really like Tommy Tremble out of Notre Dame. Trimble, excuse me. Yeah, it's a B. I'm not really that excited about anything else besides Jason Warren.
Yeah, I agree. And the Falcons, let's see here. Oof. I know Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts.
Frank Darby, I know him too. I'll be dang.
Who's that?
Frank Darby from Arizona, I know him. Wide receiver.
Yeah. Frank Darby.
Yeah.
How disappointed are you going to be if Kyle Pitts is a flop? I mean, we've heard about this guy for almost 2 years now. It's just, I don't think he is. I'm not saying that. I think he's going to be awesome, but it would be crazy. So the Atlanta Falcons go with the best pass catcher in the draft. Man, they're Team 40 burger, Ted. This team's going to put up 40 points a game. The question is, how many points is their defense going to give up?
Yeah.
Richie Grant, safety out of USF, catch up, man. You're starting day one. Darren Hall, San Diego State, man. You're starting day one. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
And the Steelers.
Well, the Steelers.
Ooh, Najee Harris.
Najee Harris.
There's a guy.
There's a guy. So my
Ooh,
favorite
man.
pick. What's up?
They can just keep old Roethlisberger healthy. And Najee Harris.
Yeah. So
I mean,
my
come on,
favorite
man.
pick in the draft.
He's getting old,
Yeah.
dog. He's as old as I am, man. I hurt some days getting out of bed. I don't even play football.
Right. And that's why everybody kind of expected them to go quarterback somewhere. And they didn't. I like Bubba Johnson. Bubba Johnson was the overall #1 player coming out of high school and has really just never materialized.
Yeah.
But he has all the talent. And I love him going to Pittsburgh because they are known as a defensive linebacking team. I want to see what he becomes. They got 2 offensive linemen to help him. I like Kendrick Green and I like Dan Moore Jr. So maybe they're trying to probably protect Roethlisberger.
Pretty solid. And
He is 39.
Washington football team.
The Washingtons. Jamin Davis, linebacker, Kentucky. I like him. Good place to get him. But I'm not really that excited about it. There were better players, I thought, on the board. Sam Cosme is a good offensive lineman out of Texas. I mean, there's a reason this is a C+ or B draft. Just really nothing to get you excited about.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
And the Bengals. Bengals. So the Bengals drafted Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU, because this is who Burrow wanted. Burrow and Chase played at LSU together for 2 years, or for a year. He wanted his receiver. He got his receiver. They got him Jackson Carman, guard out of Clemson, who protected Ted's quarterback for all those years. Now he's going to protect Burrow and Joseph Azay from Texas is your edge rusher. This is another team that has a whole lot of talent, Ted. They just got to put it together. And I think they get better here. I like Tyler Shelvin, defensive tackle out of LSU. I think he's got a chance to start or at least be a good rotational piece. We'll see.
I was surprised. That's the first kicker that I remember seeing so far.
Wow. 5th round kicker. That might be why they're a B and not a B+. You probably could have gotten that guy on waivers.
Yeah.
Let's see if we don't see any other kickers. So, at first, I really like Rashad Bateman. I actually picked him to go to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Watch our video, you'll see it. I really like Bateman, really fast, big-bodied receiver. If you may not realize this, but Baltimore had the least catches by a receiver of any team in the NFL. Bateman is going to change that. He is going to change that in a big way. It's going to open up their offense even more. And Tyler Wallace, wide receiver out of Oklahoma State, very good chance he's going to do the same thing. I love they went Ben Cleveland, guard out of Georgia. He was recruited by Ted's coach for 4 years before he went to Georgia. He actually almost transferred to Arkansas with Sam Pittman, and it was expected he would do so. He decided to stay at Georgia because he wanted to leave early for the NFL draft, which he did. I think he's a day one starter. This team just got better in a big way. Hard to believe they only got a B.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Now, what do the Chiefs really have to get, Ted? Like, this team just left the Super Bowl. They needed offensive line help, and they needed help on the defense because if they play Tom Brady again, they got to get pressure. They did not have a first-round pick. They traded back. They get Nick Bolton, my favorite coverage linebacker in this draft, and Creed Humphrey, center out of Oklahoma. They got 4 offensive linemen in the offseason. They retooled the entire offensive line to protect that young quarterback. They drafted Creed Humphrey. I think he's going to push the start, and I think Nick Bolton is going to solve that middle. And Joshua can do you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. This team doesn't have to make it.
I think this is we have faith in our team draft.
Yes. Look, they went and got Orlando Brown to start. Orlando Brown is going to anchor that offensive line. They fill the holes. They drafted the best available.
Yep.
And this team is going to make another push to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Tennessee Titans.
Now they got a B minus. So this is where the draft class has kind of been. It went from these are all pretty good to not so much.
Yeah.
Now, Monty Rice, linebacker out of Georgia, is going to do great things for this team. The real question on this entire board is Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley opted out last year, did not play at Virginia Tech last year as a coach. He was by far everyone's number one defensive back coming into this draft. But right before his pro day, he pulled a Jason. Oh, my back. He went to the doctor, and he had to have his second back surgery in 3 years.
Wow.
2 back surgeries in 3 years for someone under the age of 22 means you're not going to get picked early in the first round. The question has now become, how many years does he have to play in the NFL? How many years will his back hold up? Because he had surgery, played a year, didn't play a year, had to have surgery. So he fell to 22. If the back works out, you got an A1, day one starter for years to come. If not, that's why he took him 22nd overall.
Cowboys.
And the team that messed up the third round. All right. Micah Parsons dreamed his entire life of being a Dallas Cowboy. Congratulations. For Cowboy fans, this was not who you wanted. You needed help at defensive back. You needed help at safety and at corner. The Broncos took the corner you thought you were going to get. Great job trading back and get Micah Parsons, probably the overall best defensive player in this draft. Not who I wanted, but whatever. Kelvin Joseph is famous for being fired from 2 college football teams in 3 years. He played for LSU. His famous moment is getting up after the play and spearing Florida's quarterback and being ejected from the game.
I remember that.
Told, yes, we don't need you anymore. 5 games into this year, he had 2 pick sixes and was still told, we're a better team if you're not on it. So a lot of questions. What's up?
Surprised the Raiders didn't pick him.
Right. He's going to be a starter from day one.
Yeah.
He has all the tools. The problem is right in here. This is the problem. They've got to fix inside of his head. So that's the positive. The negative is Noshawn Wright was not rated by any major draft board because he wasn't even expected to be picked up as a free agent, and the Cowboys chose him in the top 100. No idea. Chauncey Golston, defensive end of Iowa, I had him as a 4th or 5th round pick. They drafted him 84th overall. Osa Adewazowski, they call him Ziggy.
Like
3rd or 4th or 5th round grade. Chose him 75th overall. The good news is Jabril Cox is one of the 1st or 2nd best coverage linebackers and was considered a 2nd round draft pick, and they took him in the 4th round. Josh Ball is my overall most disliked pick in this draft. Josh Ball started at a major Division I school, Florida State, and after 14 domestic violence counts from 14 different women, he was kicked out of Florida State. I don't even have words for this.
Why does he even have a job?
Yes, this is my overall biggest complaint. Josh Ball was only interviewed by one team, and it wasn't the Cowboys. Questions have come up. Did the Cowboys know the history on Josh Ball? Or did this one of those things where he was graded and they didn't understand why he fell so far? Because unfortunately with COVID, you can't do person-to-person interviews. So you only did so many Zoom interviews. But Josh Ball is kind of a weird thing. He is by far one of the top 5 best offensive linemen in this draft. He is. The problem is, do you want this person in your state, much less on your football team? To me, 14 counts of, what was the term? Date abuse isn't acceptable. I don't care that they were all happened at a college board of inquiry and that obviously the bar was low enough that it never went to charges. I don't care. If 14 women said they did not want you near them ever again, there's a problem with you. So I'm not a big fan of my team's draft.
I see. Buffalo Bills, baby.
Buffalo Bills. This is another team like the Kansas City Chiefs. What do they really need to do? I mean, this team missed out on the Super Bowl by inches, barely. They went and got Greg Rousseau, edge out of Miami. First, one of the best edges in the draft. Boogie, they got old Boogie Rashawn.
I'm saying again, man, this is we have faith in our team draft right here. This is
when you look at this draft, Ted, look with me. 2 defensive ends, 2 offensive tackles. This team believes if we win the line of scrimmage, we're gonna do the rest because they've got so much talent, bro. Is there a more fun quarterback to watch?
No, absolutely not. I love watching. Man.
Yes.
And he won me lots of fantasy points.
Yes, he did. I know. He's your quarterback. And Colt Beasley is just getting better with age, man. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the A draft for them. May not have been the A overall, but an A draft for them.
Yep. Patriots.
Is there a team anyone loves watching not do good more than the Patriots? I'm really disappointed. Man. I'm disappointed in this draft because to me it should be an A. You got Mac Jones. You didn't have to trade up to get him. You got your quarterback. You got Christian Barmore, who I thought was the #1 defensive tackle in this draft and should have gone in the 15 range. Ronnie Perkins. I thought he was the best or second best edge on the draft. He didn't have the speed as Kwity Paye, but right up there in every other category. I love Rashad Stevenson, running back out of Oklahoma. I think I told you the story when we got to New Jersey. Arkansas was not playing very well. Lexi didn't know the difference. They're both red and white. So right. I told you that Oklahoma was Arkansas. Yeah, so we watched a lot of Oklahoma games. Yeah, it's so embarrassing. Cameron McCorn, I really like linebacker out of Michigan, and I hate Bledsoe, the safety out of Missouri, because he seems like a Razorback killer. So Trey Nixon, wide receiver out of UCF, plays in the spread offense, runs the same offense they run at New England.
Mhm.
So to me, the Patriots did everything they wanted to do in this draft. I don't know why it's a B-. I don't get
I
it.
don't understand.
It
I
made me
agree,
mad
man.
because every pick was a good pick.
Yeah, this is a team builder draft right here. This is
Yes.
putting together.
Yes. I don't get it.
Green
And
Bay.
they signed Green Bay. Ted, tell me about Green Bay. What in the world? No quarterback. You just made your franchise quarterback mad. I don't know what they're doing here.
I don't know what to do. I don't know why they didn't draft a quarterback.
And then you draft Eric Stokes, cornerback out of Georgia. There, to me, were better quarterbacks on the board. No offense, Eric Stokes, but then they draft Josh Myers. Again, there were better players on the board. I didn't know they needed a center, but okay. Amari Rodgers, Clemson, great wide receiver, but offense wasn't really an issue last year for him. Royce Newman, offensive lineman, Ole Miss. Okay, at this point, you're just drafting for best available. There's a reason this is a C draft. I mean, they just messed up the entire week of the draft.
I don't know, man. I don't get Green Bay here at all. This is almost like a Dallas. It's just all over the map. No clear direction of what they're trying to do.
No.
And Aaron Rodgers acts like he's going somewhere else. He's talking like he's out of there.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for my phone to vibrate saying that he's playing for the Broncos.
I know. Me too.
How did the Seahawks only leave with 3 players?
So I don't remember who they traded for in the offseason, but yes, 3 total players. I like Dwayne Eskridge, wide receiver out of Western Michigan. He is a big, filthy, nasty wide receiver who is going to start from day one on the outside.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson got his guy. Trey Brown's a really good defensive back. I don't know if it's going to translate in the NFL. And Stone Forstay was a good offensive lineman at Florida, but again, 6th-round picks don't make teams. So I don't know.
That's pretty crazy.
So actually, I take that back. So Eskray is a funny story. I'm sorry. Eskray actually is the speedster. I saw it. I was the wrong guy. He's 5'9", and he ran a 4.31, I believe.
Man.
But he came in and weighed in 20 pounds lighter than he played in college at 149.
Wow.
He's faster than that. Yeah.
Gosh dang, I got a lot of weight to lose.
At 149 pounds. He weighed 170 in college, and they were hoping to get him up to about 180. And he weighed in at the Seattle Seahawks facility at under 150 pounds.
I bet that dude can run.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he can fly.
Olympic runner. Yeah, Olympic runner. But if they can get him up, they can put that weight on him, he's going to be a beast because he is just so fast. But, yeah, crazy.
Tampa Bay.
What are the Buccaneers? When is this team going to finally win a Super Bowl? Oh, yeah, just teasing. I was really surprised they drafted Kyle Trask in the 2nd round.
Kyle Trask, man, yeah.
I like Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask reminds me actually a lot of Tom Brady. He just does. Did you know Kyle Trask walked on at Florida?
I didn't know that. I wouldn't remember you'd ask me.
He beat out 4 5-star quarterbacks. And yeah. Joe Tyron, linebacker, Washington. Just helping the defense. This is a draft because I had everything I could dream of. That's what this draft is. When you're like, oh, why they draft Kyle Trask? Because he was the highest rated player on the team. That's obviously just we wanted to back up for Tom Brady. We didn't want to pay very much for him. There we go. Robert Hainsley, offensive tackle, Notre Dame. Dang right, man. Let's just put players in front of Tom to protect you. Jaleen, I can't say his name. Doesn't matter. Darden, wide receiver in North Texas. We're all going to know his name by week 6. because he's going to catch a bunch of touchdowns from that guy, that old guy that plays for him. This is one, again, man, it's a C draft, but it's an A for who needs it. It does, yeah.
It hurts me because we won't get to watch Kyle Trask play for a couple of years.
You can watch him in the preseason. Because that's it.
Houston,
All right,
Texas.
Houston Texans. This is the weirdest team in the NFL, Ted. Their starting quarterback doesn't want to be there. And no one's talking about the fact that he has 4 domestic violence and / sexual assault cases that are being pinned against him right now. There is a legitimate shot this man's going to prison. But we're all going to talk about how he wants out of Houston.
Did you even know the Stanford had quarterbacks?
Figure they're just so smart they outthink everybody else.
Well, I mean, you're telling. I mean, I'm just looking at this, and they drafted Davis Mills. I didn't even know Stanford had a football team.
Yeah, it's because they play in California, man. We don't pay attention to those teams.
If you have quarterback problems, why did you pick a quarterback at Stanford?
So Davis Mills was the 8th rated quarterback in the draft. But again, we had 5 quarterbacks go in the first round. Eventually, man, you just start whoever's still on the board alphabetically. I mean,
maybe I need losing weight, baby. They might need some. I might be able to play quarterback.
You might be able to slide right in there.
At least
there's a reason it's a C draft, right? Like Nico Collins, wide receiver, Michigan, 3rd round. This team is, man, honestly, Ted, I feel like Houston is like one bad move away from being a dumpster fire.
They are. I mean, yeah, but I mean, they already chase off what's his name, and then pull this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you don't trade up to get a quarterback, other than the fact they didn't have a 2nd round draft pick. It's bad, man.
Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals. So I love Zion. My goodness, Zion. I love
Zayvon Collins here.
By the way, it's midnight for me. So you guys
I know, man. We got to wrap this up. I know.
Zayvon Collins, linebacker from Tulsa. I really like him. He has the coverage skills to make you happy. Moore out of Purdue. I really like him. He's probably he's in the 2nd class of wide receivers. He's not for the big guys. But this wide receiver group is so deep, Ted. I mean, it's just so deep. They're going to have a great time there with him.
Yeah.
Marco Wilson, cornerback, Florida. This is another defensive back I wish the Cowboys would have taken in the 3rd round because I think he would be starting. It's an okay draft. I don't know why they doubled up at corner. I like James Wiggins, Cincinnati safety, but again, 6th and 7th round players don't play. It's not a bad draft. It hits the marks. It's not flashy, though.
Not flashy. I like
not flashy.
Indiana Colts.
The Colts. So this was rated as okay. They rate this as a C draft, but I'm confused on why. You get Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye was projected to go anywhere from 10th to 15th to 20th. They go even at 21st. Number 1 defensive end in the draft. They then go get Deo
from Vanderbilt.
Out of Vanderbilt. And I think he was the 4th or 5th defensive end in the draft. They obviously just fixed their ends. Grayson, tight end, SMU. And they get Sean Davis, safety out of Florida. Honestly, if I could trade those first 4 picks with what the Cowboys did, I would probably almost do it because it solves their back end. It takes care of the front line besides defensive tackle. This is a team that knew what they were drafting for and executed the draft. Sam Ehlinger, quarterback, Texas. I don't know why you got him in the 6th round. You could have called him today and asked for him to come play. Sam is going to be a backup in this league. He does not have the tools to be a starter. But they wanted him.
And the Raiders finally got to the Raiders, man. Number 30.
So I love Alex Leatherwood, except for Alex was projected to go 2nd or 3rd round. I love Trevon Mohin. I can't say your name, man. I'm sorry. Javon's my favorite safety in this draft, Ed. He has cover skills. He's a hawk out there. He is by far the best safety in the draft. I don't know why you go draft 2 more of them, though. I mean, this is what bothers people. Gillespie, you don't need him. You've got Trevon. You don't need Divinity. I don't know how you say it. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how you say your name.
Malcolm,
yeah. Malcolm Kuninci out of Buffalo. Good edge. I like your first 3 picks. I don't know what happened after that. Nate Hobbs is a good corner. You went 3 deep on safeties when you need 2 for the whole team.
This guy looks like one of my fantasy drafts right here.
Draft 9 quarterbacks. I'm not sure who you're playing.
LA Rams, baby.
So the Rams with the 2nd worst overall draft. Tutu Atwell, no first-round pick for the Rams. I like Atwell, wide receiver out of Louisville. He's a solid number 1. Ernest Jones, a linebacker out of South Carolina. He'll give you what you want. He's, again, not flashy, but he's a solid linebacker. Bobby Brown III. This is who I wanted the Cowboys to draft so bad. Ted, he is raw. He's 360 pounds, 6'6". The man without his shirt on is how you want to look without your shirt on, and he's 360 pounds. This guy is a beast. He is raw. He is a 3 technique. He can play the 1 technique, which means he can line up over the center and put his helmet on the center and grab both guards and play football. He is legit. Robert Rochelle, cornerback, Central Arkansas, out of Conway. He is a great player. I can't wait to see how he plays in the league. I thought Bobby should have gone in the 3rd round. I thought Robert should have gone in the 5th round. Split the difference. Jacob Harris, UCF, another offensive weapon. Don't look for him to block anybody, but he's got great hands and a great route runner. All players I thought were going to go in the 3rd round. I honestly really like this draft. I don't know why it's so far down. I guess because they don't have a 1st-round pick.
Yeah, probably so.
Better than most of what we've seen in the last 5 or 6.
And New Orleans.
Oh, dang. Atwell was the guy that checked in at 149. I'm sorry. All that stuff I said about Seattle's guy coming in too light, it was Atwell. I'm sorry.
Oh.
SW is the great big 6'4" wide receiver. All right, New Orleans Saints. Ted, is Ian Brook, Notre Dame, your new quarterback for the New Orleans Saints? Because they only have 3 quarterbacks on their roster, and one of them is Ian Brook, who I had as a 6th-round grade. I don't know who's going to play quarterback there.
That's a scary situation down there, but since they didn't have a quarterback, why'd they wait till the 4th round to draft a quarterback?
So the deal was, man, is that if you were going to pick the 6th best quarterback, you're not going to pick him in the 1st round. The truth is 5 quarterbacks went in the 1st round, or 4 quarterbacks. 4 or 5, bunch.
Okay.
I think it was 5. That's too many. I mean, you're just going to have to wait till next year to get a quarterback. So you got Peyton Turner, defense end out of Houston. I really like him. I like Pete Warner, linebacker at Ohio State. Again, if you draft Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, you're doing pretty good. You're not going to be mad about your picks. Paulson, Abadu? Nope. Yep, cornerback out of Stanford. I really like him. I thought he was a 4th-round grade, but you got him in the 3rd round. Still should do well for you. Ian Brooks, again, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't understand it, which is why they got the worst draft. I just felt like if they could do it all over again, they wouldn't have picked any of the same quarterback and same players. But there it is, man. I feel like NFL was a lot nicer than I was in my picks, where I raced a few people because they had them all A's, D's, and no C's, no D's or F's. No. I feel like Tampa Bay still Tampa Bay, right? I say if you had to put your top 4, Tampa Bay is probably still number 1 or 2. Kansas City still number 1 or 2. Buffalo's still in the top 2 or 3 or 4. The draft.
I don't think those teams necessarily change as much, but we see some we've seen some pretty solid picks there for what could
Yeah.
be surprises.
Yes. I thought that the Dolphins made a lot of money. The Jets made a bunch of money. That team could maybe win 8 or 9 games this year.
We can see some action out of Seattle now and Arizona.
How about the 49ers?
Yeah, 49ers, yeah.
I mean, so
And
ESPN's way too early. They have Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Green Bay number 3, pending Aaron Rodgers. That is the number. That's the quote.
Yeah.
And they could drop 10.
They're going to buy him a massage or something, man. They're going to get him back. It's just too late now to be for them. It's too late for Green Bay. It's not too late for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers could just show up with his gym bag and play anywhere.
Yes.
But they need him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I don't know how they have they have Buffalo at number 4, Baltimore at number 5, and I don't know how the Rams are number 6.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
What about the Steelers, man?
What's up?
The Steelers, they nearly had it put together last year. They went.
Yeah. They got number 11.
Trying to find my results for 2020. Steelers results, they were. Oh, why can't it just say? Gosh dang.
They won 11-4. Or 11-5, I mean.
I think so.
Yeah. So the Indianapolis Colts traded for Carson Wentz, and they moved up from 15 to 10 on the strength of that. So we'll see.
I'd like to say karma on that team, because of the way they got rid of Peyton. But their next quarterback really was a very successful quarterback. They just didn't end up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, they were winning games. Their players weren't mad or anything. It didn't matter they didn't get to the Super Bowl, but they had a pretty good chance of going to see it in game 1. But it's like they just didn't have a plan. Whenever he retired or whatever he's done.
Right.
Carson Wentz ain't a bad guy, I don't guess. I wouldn't have hired him, but he's not a bad quarterback.
It's all about what you got, what you can get.
Yeah.
So there it is,
man. You got work tomorrow, I know.
Yeah. I can't wait for us to do our way too early. Or maybe not way too early, but maybe just early.
What's that?
Power rankings. Not today. Another day. We'll wait till mini camps out or we get to training camp in June.
Yeah.
Maybe at least top 10. Anything past that's a little sketchy.
Well, we got to see how, we got to wait to see what happens to Aaron Rodgers. It's all, it changes everything.
Yes.
It changes a lot of things. Depending on where
let June 1st cuts happen.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm getting dry.
I see. All right, man.
So,
hope everybody liked our video. Check us out. Got some more NBA draft coming up not too long.
Yes, sir.
We'll just get better.
Yes, sir.